Hi everybody, welcome back. So this lady went for her hair braiding appointment, right? And she didn't just go to the appointment, she decided to review the entire service. I mean, from parting to mixing of hair, to even the service provider's toilet, right? Which has started a conversation on TikTok. Now let's take a look at the video.
Yo, imagine doing someone's hair, yeah? You're doing their hair, cool. They say they need to go to the toilet. You say, yeah, cool, do your thing. They come back, yeah? You do their hair, nice partings, you mix the hair, you do it 10-10. And then a couple days later, you see your toilet on TikTok. Yo! Oh my God, I'd be fuming. They've recorded your personal space without your permission and they put it on TikTok. Way I'd wish I did the partings wonky. Oh my days. Can't lie though, no toilet seat's kind of crazy. No toilet seat is low-key crazy. Toilet seats aren't even that much, love. Do you know what I mean? Can't lie, I'm a hoverer. I don't sit on toilet seats that I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But still kind of crazy not to have one.
Yeah, now this got a lot of people talking with mixed opinions, but a lot of people came for her. They called her a mean girl. They said she's not a girl's girl. She's mean-spirited. She went there just to expose the lady or put her business down and so on and so forth. I want to know what you think about this. Would you be okay going into your hair appointment, right, only to find that this is the situation with the toilet? This was the toilet situation. Like, how would you feel about it? Let me know in the comment section. But some people are saying that if you're providing a service from your home, it's still a professional service. It's a service between a client and a service provider. Somebody's paying you for a service. So that means that even if it's in your home, you should make sure the environment is safe and pleasant for your customers or your clients. Some people went to the extent of even suggesting that she should have gone and got her a toilet seat. Now, let me know your thoughts about this quickly, and let's get into what people had to say about this one, because this one, let's get into it.
And to the girl who booked a service and filmed everything and anything to do with that whole experience, did you ask permission from the stylist before you picked up your camera and started filming the contents of her house? Did you share with her that you will be posting your rating of the overall experience and putting it on a public platform like TikTok? Do you understand how malicious your content appears to be? No. How do you know that the money that you paid for the service could now not help her to purchase a toilet seat and replenish her toiletries? Like, people need to think about what they're doing here. You picked up your phone and filmed around the girl's house with no permission and posted it on TikTok. And then you're talking about letting people be aware. Nobody needed to know about that because it could have been a one-off. It could have been an off day. It could have just been one of them things. I think everybody is so camera happy these days.
I know everyone's seen a video of the girl going to get her hair braided and she's filming the bathroom and there's no toilet seat. I'm going to give it a different side. You guys might not agree. Yes, she booked for a service. I understand. Yes, I don't know. She said the parting was wonky or something like that. And blah, blah, blah. But other than that, the hair was okay. However, can they have client and none a toilet seat and none a light in her bathroom and no tissue paper? You're not going to hate on me and say, oh, she didn't have permission to film it. I get it. I understand that. Completely get it. But why don't you have a toilet seat? And you know clients are coming to your house. That is basic necessities. A light bulb. Come on, but this we can't take it internet until Safi. Because you guys know damn well, if you lot stepped into a toilet and saw no toilet seat, no tissue, no light bulb,
Now, would you have taken out your phone to film it? Probably not. I get it, but you guys would have felt some sort of way. Come on now, because if this was in a shop, an establishment, you guys would have said something. It's because it's in our house, which personally to me is even worse. That it's in your house, they ain't got no toilet seat. Me personally. However, you know, say it, girl. It's all surface half much. You know, toilet seat actually one light bulb. All of it's happy. Tell the truth.
It's come to my attention that we are going to service providers' homes and recording their toilets. Excuse how I look, by the way, I just woke up. The whole situation is crazy to me, and the people defending it are even crazier. The craziest thing is I have not seen one service provider defending the situation. It's only been people who don't run a business from home justifying it. Let me break it down. When you book in with a service with a home-based nail tech, in this case hairstylist, you are paying for your service to be done in a clean, sanitary room. You are paying for a good service that you are satisfied with. That's honestly it. You've got your service, you've got your customer service that you are after. And if you think about this in human decency terms, if you then need a drink, a gum, charger, bathroom, etc., that does come under good human decency, but it does not come under service requirements that they are required to give to you. You can even go to some takeaways and shops and their bathrooms will be staff only. The customers will have to go elsewhere or wait. Personally, I am completely fine with clients using the bathroom, using a charger if you need it, plugging in their own charger, requesting music, etc. But not everyone is. And I'm sure she's London based, and London are strict with their policies. So if she was kind enough to allow you to use her toilet, knowing that it might be embarrassing for her because her toilet seat was broken, which I think she said broke the same day, you're not a good person for recording and posting that. I get maybe if you sent it to your friends or like a group chat or like, oh, like her toilet seat's broken, okay, like we've all been there. But posting it on social media, like, why? I don't see what you get out of it. That's just my opinion. I've seen people come on here and saying, if you want to run a business out of your home, you need to have all the amenities. As far as I'm aware, she is not running her business out of her bathroom nor taking clients on her toilet seat. Her room is clean and sanitary. The client was given what they were booked in for, basically. If you guys carry on defending and doing this craziness, we're going to be forced to add no toilet policies.
I think people are purposely misinterpreting what I was trying to say. The toilet is functioning, it flushes, cool, but it is, for it to have no toilet seat is indecent, no toilet lid. Me personally, when I use the toilet, I have to close the lid and flush, because when you close the lid and then you flush, it stops all the particles and all the bacteria coming out to your skin and stuff. That's just basic hygiene knowledge. If you are running a professional business to the point where you are charging late fees, you should also be prepared to have a functioning workspace. A toilet without a seat is not a functioning workplace, and it's not suitable to do business in, period. I don't care, like, if you can't do it from your house, get a salon. Why do hair if you don't have the facilities to do it? That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about, oh, the toilet is still working. It's not about that. Why do hair? Why run a business if you don't have the facilities to do it?
Do you guys not have a toilet seat in your house? Like, do you guys just have toilets in your house and you're just sitting on them bareback? Like, I'm just so confused as to what all this sudden commotion is around this babe that has posted her hairdresser experience. I'm in two minds about it. I think on one hand, definitely she didn't need to post it. She didn't need to come and blast that on the internet. If she did have a good experience, then she did have a good experience. However, I go to people's houses to go and get services done. My wax lady, I go to her house. When I used to get my lashes done, I would go to her house. When I get my braids done, I go to her house. Like, it is very common for people to run, like, beauty services out of their house. However, when I am at your house, as much it is the comfort of your own home, when I am there, I'm not there as your friend, I'm not there as a guest, I'm not there as a family member, I'm there as a customer. And there are certain things that comes with being a customer, and this is me speaking from like a business standpoint, because let's be honest, when we go to a restaurant, we're all now flocking to the bathroom. Let's see what the bathrooms look like, da 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 da. And we do like make a comment about whether or not everything that was part of the service, everything that is included in the service is worth the money and is worth the time. And as I thought more about like, how did we even get here in the first place, I realized what it is. And it's ourselves, guys. It's ourselves. Everyone's losing their mind. We have to ask ourselves, why does she feel comfortable enough to come and post that on the internet? Because anytime that anyone comes after one appointment that they had, guys, can you believe I went to get my lashes done and the girl was doing this and this in my face? Oh, can you believe I went to get my hair done? I went to get my braids done. She's doing this. I'm trying to talk to her. She's not listening to me. She's doing this. Da, 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 da. And we created a space where we sensationalize people's experiences, when really what we should be doing, and what you should be doing if you have a business, in my opinion, is have a set feedback system. That's the only thing that's actually gone wrong here, is that no one has actual feedback services. No one ever takes the time to go and collect feedback. And so people think that the only way that they can get feedback is by now blasting and putting a video that they know is going to get viral overnight like this. Like, come on. So literally what I'm trying to say overall is, I think that the girl shouldn't have posted it. However, I do think that it isn't crazy that she expected a toilet seat. A toilet seat does not cost that much. Wallahi, no tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. It doesn't cost that much. It's the bare minimum. Some things, definitely, they're beyond your control. But some things you can kind of control. And if you are opening up your home to a service that you are providing, and you are a service provider, then there are certain, like, what's the word? Like, goals or targets or quotas or whatever that you do have to meet. However, if you have a business, have a feedback system. Really and truly, what that girl should have done is just say, hey, I've had a great experience, my hair looks great, because she did say that overall. She said my hair was good, da 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 da, my hair was great, blah blah blah, whatever. My only feedback is, I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't a toilet, da 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 da. And as much as maybe for some people they don't sit on toilets anyways and they hover and da da da, there are some people who have medical conditions or whatever it might be that just don't have that as an option and do need to be able to sit down, etc, etc. There are just ways that people should be able to give feedback so that we don't keep getting in positions like this where someone comes and goes and gets their hair done and the whole world knows that they went and got their hair done, and no one's even talking about how good the hair looks, and all we're talking about is how shit their service was. Like, rough.
Okay, let's talk toilet gate. It's been trending for like 24 hours. Normally I don't talk about these things, but I actually was interested this time because I was talking to one of my classmates about it. For context, I'm a law student, and I basically came to the conclusion that this is really a health and safety or legal issue. So in the UK, you have a requirement to meet certain health and safety regulations, one of which is adequate toilet facilities. So I didn't think I'd have to explain this, but the toilet has a toilet seat. Without the toilet seat, it's considered broken and therefore no longer adequate toilet facilities. The service provider also has to offer the extras that come with that, such as toilet paper, or like cleaning facilities. I'd also imagine that no light bulb would also be an issue too. Obviously, a lot of people are saying it's not that deep. You're supposed to like hover and stuff. Honestly, it's not that important, because whatever it is that you want from your hairstylist, it always has to be an option because they are required to give it to you, even if you don't really care what the toilet situation is like. And even though she's working in her home, it would still be considered a salon, because that's where she is essentially carrying out all of her business. That's where she's inviting her clients. That's where she's doing the hair. So she does have to have the toilet available, or at least an adequate toilet available. And I'm not saying that like you're going to get a disease or anything, but it's there to prevent the unlikely chance you get a disease, but also to make sure that the client is comfortable as well as the staff, because nobody wants to be using a toilet like that one. But if that's the only option, some people might just, hold it to avoid using the toilet, which is probably going to be even more uncomfortable when you have to sit for hours to get your hair done. And before anybody attacks me, I do feel bad for the girl, or the hairstylist, I should say, because at the end of the day, this is not a nice business to be in. Her business is obviously not doing the best right now. And, she's a hot topic on the internet. But, we can still show some empathy to the girl. She did pay for that service. I feel like a lot of people are being understanding of the finances of the hairstylist. Like, maybe she couldn't afford the toilet seat, or maybe it just, caught her off guard and there was nothing she could do about it. That doesn't take away from the fact that she still has a duty to fulfill as a service provider. And at the very least, even if you are going to break the rules, she could have given the girl a disclaimer and just said, if you want to reschedule, you can, but I'm just letting that the toilets aren't really in the best condition right now. So do with that what you will, because at the end of the day, you should have been doing the service in the first place. However, I also recognize that more people are concerned about the fact that she recorded the toilet specifically as opposed to anything else. I don't see how that's the biggest issue, but each to their own. Personally, I think reviews are good. At the end of the day, I need reviews to make good decisions. Like, I don't want to go on holiday and end up with a bad accommodation And reviews help that. Same with avoiding a bad hairstylist or getting a good one. The girl who made the video really just shared kind of relevant information that somebody might want before booking a hairstylist. The same way when people most post positive ones, they talk about sometimes the same things. The toilet is an issue. But I also recognize that we all have different moral compasses and some of us might handle it differently. You know, maybe just not posting the video and maybe just saying it as like a caption or something. At the end of the day, she chose the best way to handle the situation for her. She could have chosen to report the company or the business, the hairstylist, and then it would have been significantly worse and I would argue quite harsh. At the end of the day, she paid for a service and it wasn't a good one. So at least be understanding of that. But I have seen a lot of hairstylists, and don't get me wrong, it's not all of them. I'm sure there are many hairstylists who recognize their duty as well as wouldn't promote bad practice. But there are so many hairstylists defending this behavior. And I think you're doing the entire industry a disservice, not just because you're making each other look bad, but because there are many business owners, specifically within the hair and beauty sector, that might listen to what you're saying and think that it's okay and potentially ruin their own business. Sometimes holding people accountable is necessary if you want to avoid your peers, you know, failing themselves. I've seen a few bad takes though. Someone said that she should help pay for the toilet seat if it was that big of an issue. I know that some people were joking, but some people seemed very serious, which is absolutely ludicrous. I don't know why she'd be paying for the toilet seat. Someone else said that this is why hairstylists charge more. Honestly, if you are not meeting basic requirements, you don't even have a right to be running a business and charging, let alone charging even more. That's crazy. Speaking of crazy, for all of the people that felt that way when they saw how much support the hairstylist was getting, as opposed to, you know, videos of accountability, you aren't crazy for wanting and expecting basic health and safety requirements when getting any service, quite frankly, and in this position, your hair done. That being said, no one is crazy for showing empathy to the hairstylist. It is understandable. Empathy and accountability make society a good place. But sometimes don't let that empathy overshadow the need to hold somebody accountable. If you're going to work from your home, you need to treat it like a business. In this case, your home is a salon, so treat it as such, because to your clients, that's essentially what it is.
I'm so happy that I found the last lady who said that she was a law student, and everything that she said in that video makes a lot of sense to me. I get that some people are not happy with the lady for filming. They are saying she should have asked for permission to film. Yeah, I get it. I know the people who are saying that she probably just started the service and so on and so forth. It could be the case too, that she didn't have much. She's just trying her best and so on and so forth. It could be the case, but it could also be a case of she just didn't care. Let's be real. It could be the case that she didn't care. She didn't care. Just January. Was it January or February? There was this lady who went to get her hair done. She left the place with a needle in her hair and a thread, all because she said she was cold in the house. This lady was so rude. She won't let her wear her shoes because she insists that nobody wears shoes in her home. So she didn't allow her to wear her shoes. She didn't give her a cup of tea. She didn't give her any blanket. But these things do happen at hair appointments a lot, okay? And especially when it comes to us black women, most of the times, we are empathetic, okay? We try so much to put up with a lot of things when it comes to other black businesses or black owned businesses, or because it's a black person. We try, we will support, we'll do anything to make sure that your business is thriving, okay? Because a win for you is a win for us, and that's the mindset of a lot of people. However, I feel like sometimes some of these service providers take it to the next level because they know that you're not going to say anything, you won't complain, you are okay with it and everything is fine. They expect that from you, and so they don't do better. In as much as we are having empathy for them, we should also be able to hold them accountable, because at the end of the day, they are not your friends, they are not your family, they are providing a service. And so if you are going to provide a service from the comfort of your home, quote and unquote, comfort of your home, it should be comfortable. It should be inviting. It should be a safe space. It should have just the bare necessities available. Toilet seats are not that expensive. Let's be real. So if we keep saying, oh, we should have empathy, this one is not a girl's girl for calling it out. Yes, I don't really agree with her filming the whole thing and putting it on the internet. But maybe that's how she also wants to review the situation. Okay. I remember last time I went to get my hair done, it was a few months ago. I loved and I enjoyed the service, but then I thought it was too loud. But the lady has gone on to get a salon. You understand? So this is the thing. If sometimes they have to start from somewhere. If they are trying to improve and make changes and so on and so forth, then that's fine. But if you've been in the business for a very long time and it's gotten to a point that you don't care, because no matter what happens, you're going to get people to come book an appointment with you to come get their hair done, and so you don't care about your client, and that's where we have a problem, okay? So before you start any service at all from your home, make sure that you have the essentials, the bare minimum available for your client, i.e. kettle, since the winter is approaching, a kettle for a cup of tea, a little bit of snacks. Most of us don't care about the snacks, okay? We can bring our own snacks. Maybe something on screen so someone can watch if they want. Make sure that there's a heating. If you don't have heating in your home, make sure there's a standing one so your clients are warm, or a blanket, something, okay? And when it comes to the toilet, get a toilet seat, get some toilet paper in there, just little things here and there, and then we can all support each other and work together so that we are all happy at the end of it all. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But you leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and I'll see you again another one. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.